Theater Daze. Narrated by Tig. Animated by Chicken Dynasty. Hey, this is Tig, and I just happened to work at one of the busiest movie theaters in the country during the 1990s. So it was around 1 p.m. on a Tuesday back in 1993. I was walking down the hall to open the doors for Remains of the Day and say thanks for coming and all that. I was only on the job for a month, and I often got stuck working the weekly morning shifts. Those early morning shifts drew seniors by the flock. They'd eat next door at the local buffet, fill up on old ham and watery eggs, then head over to the theater for the senior matinee. So I headed down to the theater to prop open the doors. It was a rule to wait for everyone to exit the theater before you go in and start cleaning up the mess. The light from the screen usually shined off the tall, white hair and bald heads of the usual morning flock, and eventually, there was only one shiny head remaining. They were all the way down by the screen, first seat in the aisle, on the left. I waited a few minutes, then finally made my way down the aisle, grabbing any popcorn containers or sodas to toss along the way. As I got closer, a weird smell hit my nose. Even after only a month on the job, I knew the difference between the peculiar smell of popcorn mixed with soda and vomit. This smell was different. As I got a little bit closer, I started to slow down. It was a tall, older man with a bald head and those glasses with the string that stopped them from tumbling off your head when you bent down. He must be sleeping, I thought to myself, but kind of feared that I may be wrong. I went back to cleaning up, hoping the old fellow would wake when the film credits ended and the lights kicked on. The lights finally flipped on, and the theater filled with generic music, but the man remained there. There was no snoring, there was no rustling. He's just there. I started to think I should just let him sleep. He'd wake up eventually, but I was new and thought I might get in trouble. So I gathered my courage. I walked up to the old fella, and I poked him in the shoulder. Nothing. I poked him again, a little bit harder. Nothing. Then the smell grew. It was like an unbearable, porta-john, gag-inducing smell. He's dead, I said to myself. Fucking great. 1 month in, and I'm dealing with a dead guy in my theater. In a panic, I left the theater, headed down the hall, and tried thinking of who I should call. I mean, 911 was the obvious option, but he was already dead. Then I started to worry I was overreacting. What if I was wrong? I'd probably lose my job. But if I don't call 911, I'd be in way more trouble. And what if he was like kind of alive and I didn't call 911? Then that's on my hands. I'd feel terrible. So I grabbed the phone, I dialed 9 and then 1, and as my finger hovered over the remaining 1, I caught a whiff of something familiar. I looked up and saw the dead guy, wobbling past the kiosk and out the doors. Come to find out, the guy got drunk in the theater, shit his pants, and fell asleep. So that was a thing. Theater life.